Hey guys, it's Deella, and we are talking about shadows today. Um, so, in the course of our beginner class, we looked at a lot of really important things. And one of the things that we looked at was the Notan value scale. And there's a video on this. I will link that as well so you can kind of go back. And what's nice about this value scale is that we're already thinking about what's shadow, what's not shadow. So we have our darkest tones in value and our lightest tones in value. And then we have a transition. So we have shadow, not shadow, and transition. Um, and it's labeled accent, deep, mid, shallow, low, mid, high, and highlight. So we have this already done from one of our previous classes. So we have our value scale. Now let's look at what light really does. So, when we are looking at making composition for one of our paintings, we have to consider our light source. So, when we have light shining on an object, so for example, this is what we did in class, and our light was shining here, we're going to have our highlights on this side, we're going to have our shadows on this side. And this creates depth in our work, right? So, what we can know about light is that it basically goes in a straight line. So, if, you know, this is my sunshine and it's up here, my light is going to go straight down to my object. If my sunshine is over here, it's going to go straight down in this way. And this will help us decide how big, how small our cast shadows are, as well as where our line for our shadows is going to stop. So um, let's look at this for a second. We are looking at a ball, right, with a light shining from over here, right? So you can see in this illustration, the light is shining from here. We have our highlight, our halftones, we have the line of transition, we have our shadows, we have our reflected light, and our cast shadow. So what does that mean? So when we are looking at the light coming in, we have our highlight and then our halftones. That means highlight, right, from our Notan scale. And then our halftones are probably midway, high to midway, right? They're kind of going from that lightest to that middle point here. And then we kind of have this line, right? It's a shadow line. So with this shadow line, okay, this is when we really start transitioning. Remember, it's not a hard line, but it's a shadow line. We're starting to transition. So in the shadows, we are going to have our reflected light. That's going to be somewhere between shallow and transition with our reflected light. And then we are going to have more mid and deep tones in our shadow here. Our very darkest accent shadow is going to go in that cast shadow spot and go to lighter. You can see at the bottom of this, with our light coming here, we're going to have reflected light at the bottom. And we saw that here, we had reflected light when we did our still life in class. Okay. The other thing you can think about is when you have shadows, there's going to be a form shadow, and this is the darkest spot in your shadows, right? In the shadows, that darkest spot, that really helps to make this look like a ball instead of a flat shape. So shadows and the way that we look at the light, right? The way that we look at light, the way that our shadows are, have everything to do with our value scale, nothing to do with color, right? It's value, not color. And this is what gives our paintings that three-dimensional look. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure and subscribe. Appreciate that so much. And share this with anyone that needs this information.